Hello! Now, I said I wanted to do something very special to close out Rollercoaster Tycoon 2, and here it is. It's the Edge. Oh, not U2's guitarist, it's Quantum's Edge. Which is, I don't think, is the most difficult custom scenario anymore. I think people have made far more difficult custom scenarios since this came out. But it is perhaps the most famous difficult scenario in RCT2. And partly because of the start. So with this start, we have to play effectively a perfect game. And you kind of have to play a few times and fail it a few times before you actually get to figure out what's going on. So I'm going to start by demolishing some path. Now we get a little bit of leeway with this because the guests won't start coming in until there's some rides and things. I'm just going to put that price up a little bit more because that's going to give me a little longer before guests start coming in. And the first thing with this is guests come in thirsty. But because it's a cold scenario, they also won't pay much money for the drinks. I'm not going to do any naming yet because I will be very, very time pressed trying to just trying to get the park online. Let's build some rides. Start off, there we go. Top spin one. And the early game of this really is just about getting some rides in. So we don't really have to be too worried about getting them exactly right and efficient. Really is just, do you have some rides? Will that get the guests in? Need a couple of handymen and a mechanic. And something which is a good idea in this park is to have some entertainers zoned to the entrance. And another thing which is a very good idea is to brolly hack. Because it rains a lot. This is one of the things which makes this park rather difficult, is the ever-present rain. Add some stalls as well. There. So we're kind of early on with this. As I say, you're looking to play effectively a perfect game. Or a near-perfect game. There's a little bit of leeway. But there are kind of two things that we need to do. One of which is to get the guest happiness up above 700 as quickly as possible. The other is, and this is where it's a little bit of a secret, is to research the motion simulator. Because at the moment we have a bunch of rides which no guests will want to go on because the guests won't want to go on them because it's whenever it's raining. Oh, that's a nice little spot there. There we go. That's good. Whereas the motion simulator, guests will go on it if it's raining. So the sooner we get that up and running, the better. Cool. Guests are coming in. So we now have enough rides to make them think the entrance price is worthwhile. That's all good. So it's starting to move. Now, I have my food stalls and my drink stalls and things. And I want to build another couple of drink stalls just because... Why do I want to do that? Allow me to explain. So, these are our guests coming in. They come in with a red thirst bar. They come in extremely thirsty and not happy about it. So, if you don't have drinks available right from the start, and that's why I built that there, because that has the greatest chance of a guest, as soon as they come into the park, going, yes, I'm going to have a drink. Okay, right. Well, I think we get doing a little bit better now. So I'm going to build a small coaster. Just nothing too fancy to start off with. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go for actually quite low capacity. Let's set that going up over there. Can I get away with that? No. No, you will not. So, could do. Let's go round there like that. And then I should be able to get away with going down there. And then maybe... That's not going to work, is it? So... we go round here. It says no, it says no, you will not. Okay, so... Coaster building problems. Okay, so park rating's up at 564, so park rating is not too bad yet. It will potentially get worse. There we go. Can I get away with doing that? I don't want to build too big a coaster here. To make sure it's sort of reasonably nice, sort of small size coaster. There you go. Maybe around there like that. No. Okay, fine. We'll go up like that then. Top spoon in the way. Yeah. Okay, fine. Oh, fine. We won't go there then. We'll go around here like this. And then, can we get away with going around there like that? Yes, we can. Good. Good. What I'm going to do is just go around here like this. Over there. Try to have enough room to build a nice entrance. I'm going to come down like that. Now, I might need some brakes here. Let's see if I get away with this. Okay, so put the exit on there. Oh, yes, of course. The raisings are going to go way down because there's no rides for the guests to go on. This is why we want the motion simulator. Very, very quickly in this park. Now, what I'm going to do here is... Actually, I'm not going to go too mad with the queue line. Pretty sure it's fairly long, but not super long. Okay, now let's test this. I think this is going to come down too fast at some point. So that should be quite low capacity. So guests will stack up on that queue line. They will sort of store them there. Yes. I've got 4 weeks. It's fine. As long as they start getting pirate ships and things like that, should be okay. Good. Oh, way. Well, absolutely no way. Okay, so almost from the start we had too much speed. So we need some trim brakes here. Just sort of slow that down a bit. 27 should be okay. And then some more trim brakes here. There, come on. So that one's going to be a big slowdown, down to 13. I should have pirate ship by now. Yes, pirate ship's there. Good. So that's quite a good thrill ride. I don't think guests will still shy away from it if it's raining. So it's not quite perfect. I can't really fit that in there. So we're going to have to bring this path round a little bit that way. It's not too bad. I can live with that. So, woo. Rotated the view. Don't do that. Okay, so... Okay, that's a reasonable coaster as well. So open that coaster. Oh, yes, I know the park rating is low. I don't care. Just well, I do care because I'm going to lose the scenario if I don't get any guests in. But really, this is about, can you just briefly get it above 700, just for long enough to get the motion simulator? And that's really a case of, yeah. One thing we can do, if this is all, if this decides not to work out, is we can just spam entertainers. So let's see. I still have a couple weeks, and The rating is kind of well, it's not okay, but it's at least trending upwards. So, and if I can get that to kind of happen. So, I should charge for the toilets. I'll start off charging a little, because I don't want the guests to become unhappy. Some balloons as well. Yes, let's go for some nice Quantum's Edge colours. So, we make the brollies Quantum's Edge coloured. There we go. Horrible brollies. So 596, we're still not quite getting up to where it should be. Now, if we could get some more guests into the rides, which is a tough thing. I should move this one. This one I should put on intense mode. Okay. Let's put this on intense mode. Ooh, 2 weeks. It went quite nice and high. Then sort of dropped. It's going to rain again for a bit. So it's not going to help with the park rating. So 28th April is probably a little bit close, but we're getting there. I wonder if the answer is just to... Yes, I think the answer is just to spam some entertainers for a bit. So we'll get rid of those once we go over 700. But I think that's going to be the way to get the guests up. Just cheese that. Oh yes, look at that. 677, yeah. Cheese it with entertainers. That will buy us time to get the motion simulators in. He says, come on. I should pay back some of the loan as well, because the loan is really expensive in this scenario. Rating's so tight. This should get better because these should now have guests actually going on the rides. Yes, 727, right. That's it. Just that is enough to reset the timer. So now I'm in a fairly good place with this. I've achieved, yes. Played the first part of Quantum's Edge. It has worked. Yes. Edge wheel. In wheel. The cloud. Luminous Fandango. Fandangop. Fandango. Lift top swing. And wine ball. There we go. There's some names of things. That's good. This is clearly the first emergency. There's quantum brollies and so on. Radioactive orbs. Extra shrinkage. And obviously QFC. QFX. No, QFC. And I could probably increase that price a bit and make a little bit more money. What to do? Actually, no, because I think the unhappiness penalty would be worse. And those still cover their costs. It's not like we're going to make much money from having 40 pence toilets. So I'll leave that. Aha! Right. The key to Quantum's Edge has arrived, which is the motion simulator. The motion simulator is a ride that guests will ride, even in the rain. So we're going to switch to roller coasters. Why are we going to switch to roller coasters? Well, what you will see now, what you'll see here is the park rating is dropping again. It's fine. Doesn't matter. They didn't really have a good place to put this. So I'm going to put that there. No, I'm not. No. What was I saying is, yes, so Quantum's Edge, you need to play a perfect game until you no longer do. And then then you have a quite easy time of it. We're now into the point where Quantum's Edge gets easy, but sort of also not easy. What do I mean by that? Well, you can still run out of money because it's a pay-per-entry park, so you need to really be squeezing the guests for this. But up to the first 1,000 guests, now all we really need to do is just build motion simulators. That's it. That's all you need to do for this park. But once we hit 1,000 guests, we will find that this is a park which has, guess what, harder guest generation. So that's not going to work, is it? It's going to have to go like that. Oh. Okay. I have enough cash now. Let's see. That there. That's there. Yes, so we'll get to about 1,000 guests, and then guest generation will stall. And the reason for that is it wants you to build coasters of at least 600 meters and 6 excitement. And you may note there's not very much space to do that. So what we need to do to start with, ocean toilet, probably would, like these things going sort of bobbling up and down would probably shake the toilet a little bit. Okay, extra handyman. Yes, so one of the most important things that I need to be doing while I'm building this park is getting up to 1,000 guests economically and making sure I have lots of money because I need to buy lots of land so that I can start building coasters. But that's in the future. To start with, all I need to do is just build lots of these. There's no point building that there. No point at all. May as well build it a little further back. So yes, a few motion simulators, and you sort of want. There's a kind of balance with these. You do want a reasonable length queue line on these. Bus simulator. Yes. Very exciting. Thrill rider. Come on, let me change it. Thrill riders. There we go. Give this some good sort of bus colours. That's red and red. So, yes, I don't want to spend too much money getting to 1,000 guests. And I also don't want the park entrance to be too cheap, because otherwise I won't be making any money at all from the guests coming in. There. Okay, so that's okay. Let's have a look here. So this again, this can be a motion simulator when I have the cash to do it. That's right. So yes, yeah, that'll do. And I can just build a nice long queue line along there. Oh, I don't want to go too long, because you can get across to that little island there. I don't want to use that just yet. Now, one thing you can do, that I'm not going to do because I think it's a little bit of it makes this scenario a little bit easy. Cheating simulator. Is you can actually build down here and then go back in underneath here. And that just blows the scenario wide open, because at that point you could just, build another ring of path under there and have twice as much park. But no, I'm not going to do that, because I think this scenario is beatable without that level of cheese. Because one of the things you can really do if you build... I'll just show you. I got sort of enough money to do this, so... And then you build down here, and then you go like that, and then you go like that, and... Oh, that was foolish. That cost a lot of money. Okay, if I lose after doing this, I'd be annoyed. But, let's let... Oh, yes. So... we should still have guests coming in. So it should be okay. I do need to research the coasters. So need to keep researching those. So yes, so this is tremendously expensive to build. But you sort of come into here, and then you can go into there. What you could do is you could build a motion simulator, and then not connect the exit, which will just drop guests into the void. And then you have an infinite money generator until it breaks down. Oh dear, that cost a lot of money, and that was not a smart decision. Well, oh, fine. Let's increase the entrance admission a bit, and you should bring this across here. So, yeah. So, yeah, if I do that, and it's not the ideal. I'm not sure this is the most space efficient layout that I've ever devised, but it shouldn't be too bad. There we go. Inefficiency simulator. Yes, so these queue lines, I want reasonable length queue lines, because one of the things which makes this scenario difficult is keeping guests off the paths. If you don't have long enough queue lines, they will never remove themselves from the path, and so bad times will be had by all. Are we doing fairly okay? So I think maybe another couple of motion simulators. I can fit them in. Yeah, there, yes. I guess they're still rolling in, aren't they? Yes, so they built another... I think I'm really undercharging for this park. Let's whack it up to £45. Avon sees 75, so there's going to be 65 somewhere. I think I saw a 65. 55. 55. Oh, 55, 65. Doing my number station thing. I am determining what the richest and poorest guest is. 45. Okay, so 45 is the highest we can really put the admission to. So we already got the admission at the maximum. We will make up a lot of our money later on in this from... We'll spit it out. From on-ride photos and things like that. Money grabbing simulator. Yes, so I now have a park which is fairly fair. So I want to keep that loan low, and partly not just because I want to not pay the interest. It's everybody's dream, isn't it, not paying interest? But also because I want to make sure that when I want to build a roller coaster, I have plenty of money that I can just take out loan again. So fruity ices would be bad because it rains so much. So they're just going to do more chicken. Okay, what our soft guest cap is. I'm going to start buying some land. And this is another thing which makes this scenario difficult. Look at that land price. It's an absolute rip-off. Yes, this is part of the challenge here. Is to buy this land. Costs a small fortune. And then you have to kind of use it very efficiently, because every few tiles of land, you need to be making sure you're bringing enough guests in off the back of it that you can afford the next thing. A classic pay-for-entry park, really. But, with a twist. That it's just annoyingly hard. It's actually... Quantum, it's not too bad. I think there's some scenarios, some of these sort of deliberately difficult scenarios, where they are just all based around one gimmick. Let's do that. Let's make that topical. Gimmick simulator. And you're playing the game with that one gimmick, and unless you do an absolutely perfect game with that one gimmick, whether it's sort of, building those sort of cheesy mini corkscrew coasters, whatever, unless you do that, you will lose. The scenario is distilled to there's only one way to play it. That's it. I don't like those so much, whereas Quantum's Edge, at least you feel you have a little bit of freedom. And there's not much freedom in it. I'd certainly say that. Oh, I wanted to build something. So, I think that's not... I can't really do what I want to do here. Oh. Yeah, sacrifice some of the queue line length. So I want to build another motion simulator. And have the exit there. Oh, there we go. That should be feasible, I think, now. So we have that there. And then this one just goes around there like that. Okay. So these should take us to a decent number of guests. Motion simulators. Such a great park, isn't it? So I want to keep these going. Yes. Is our guest count still increasing? There's a bit too much on the old vomit there. Let's get these guests moving around a bit. So probably a good idea, actually. It will cost money to run, but let's have a first aid simulator. Just help the guests with the nausea. Maybe some more benches as well should help with the nauseous guests sort of wandering around here. The only problem with the motion simulators is they do make the guests very, very ill. Oh yes, this is going not too badly, actually. And so I need to check what coasters I get. So the real one that you want is the corkscrew coaster. We can live with these little coasters to start with, but it's better to kind of try to survive through enough of the game that you get to the corkscrew coaster. You just straight up build those. Good old Quantum's Edges, but it's kind of in that middle space of I don't feel too hard done by with it. It doesn't force you into a particular mode of play. And you can actually, you don't need to use every tile, you don't need to play perfectly. It is quite sort of, distilling the game down into its fairly raw elements. Now, keep going, because I think if I pay off enough loan, then we should be fairly profitable, even once this saturates, once I hit sort of the guest count. Because I would really like to have corkscrew coaster by the time I need to be building coasters. I need to research a lot of coasters. That's the only thing with that. Might not work. Come on. Come on. Toilet simulator's broken down. Oh no. What will we do? How will we simulate toilets without a toilet simulator? So yeah, see, now that I've got over that initial kind of having to play perfectly, I kind of have a functioning park. It is going to hit its guest cap. That's where it's going to get difficult. When it hits the guest cap, suddenly we're not going to have the income, which I'm using at the moment to kind of get this loan paid off. And I think we're getting near. So that feels like the guest cap approaching. So I can stave this problem off with a couple more motion simulators. And so yes, this is where it gets quite difficult. Because what I'm going to have to do is build kind of out into here. There we go. And yeah, so one more motion simulator to start with. So I put the entrance there, the exit on that side. It means I need to buy some more park, which I'm not sure I have. There we go. That worked. Yes, not even enough money to build a queue line. But let's hope. Oh dear. This may be the point at which we have to start doing things a bit radical. No, it's okay. It's fine. That's fine. Non-radical simulator. So, yes, kind of what I want is the guests to be sort of churning through a bit, so getting decent income from them, kind of leaving the park. Not entirely sure that that's feasible. And if you get a park on this, if you can get a park that is stable, even when it's at the guest cap, then you're good. Then you have no worries at all. That's all totally fine. But if you get a park which is loss-making when you're at the guest cap, then it really is just absolute race to kind of get the terrain, get enough land bought that you can build coasters to start increasing the guest cap. I think, yeah. So let's see, 795 guests. So 801. I think. Is this profitable, even though it's at the cap? If it's profitable at the cap, this is going to be so nice and easy. But if it's not, then it's really not. Okay, so get rid of that loan, because the loan actually is quite a... See, it's a pretty big hit on the finances. No, guests are buying brollies, so that's going to help us out. It's a wooden wild mouse. So, I should probably build a bit more land, so that should help a little bit. Get another motion simulator in. Yes, one of the things that we have now is that building a motion simulator in and of itself gets us another few £100,000 to be nice, another few £100. Yes, I would like to get them. I would like to get the corkscrew coaster, but I think it's really late in the inventions list. And I think the scenario creator, who is it? Well, we can credit them by name, because she says Blazing Empire HD knew that the corkscrew coaster kind of unlocks so much in this scenario that having it near the start of the inventions list would just be game breaking. So we're going to keep going. It's all good. And this thing, if we build another couple of a motion simulator, this is something that you will see me do a lot in this scenario. Okay, well, at least in the early part of it. As it gets later on, they become less critical. Okay, so corkscrew roller coaster. It's nearly there. So I think one more motion simulator just to get some. Oh. Okay, so this now we can drop this down to minimum funding, because I don't really need anything more. Anything more is just for kicks. No. Fun. Let's see if I can build one of these now. So, I don't want to take some loan to do it. I may as well, because it will pay off the loan so quickly. Having this, so I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go round there, like that, and set that going. So, jump and dance. And I think I should probably... Oh, that's, yes, 35 minutes of solid gameplay. I think I should probably leave that there, so that I have a hook to keep you coming back, because now you want to see what I'm going to do with the corkscrew roller coaster, surely. Yes, that's definitely how it's going to work. So yes, you need to come back and find out in the next episode what corkscrew plans I have.